This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on the program for today. I'm Fatima Abubakar Oyibo. The headlines: Tinubu cancels clemency for Mariam Sanda, 140 high-profile convicts. Military uncovers 45 billion naira NDDC trail amid coup plot allegations. The federal government releases shortlist for NSCDC, NIS, Fire Service Recruitment, CBT. On the foreign scene, Israeli strike in Lebanon claims life of municipal worker. Details of the stories and more to come shortly after the break. To stay with us. Welcome back. And now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has officially revoked the controversial state pardon granted to Mariam Sanda and 140 other high-profile inmates following widespread public outrage. The initial clemency list approved on October 11th included individuals convicted of murder, drug trafficking, fraud, and illegal possession of firearms. Among them was Sanda, sentenced to death in 2020 for the murder of her husband, Biliaminu Bello. The presidency announced the reversal on October 29th, citing recommendations from the Council of State and intense public backlash. The revised clemency instrument signed by Tinubu excludes all previously pardoned individuals deemed to have committed serious crimes. This move marks a significant shift in the administration's stance on justice and accountability, aiming to restore public confidence in the rule of law. Critics had slammed the original pardon as a betrayal of victims and a dangerous precedent. With this reversal, the affected convicts are expected to return to prison immediately, reaffirming the government's commitment to due process and national integrity. Meanwhile, in a startling development, the Nigerian military has reportedly traced a suspicious 4 to 5 billion naira cash flow from the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) to politically exposed individuals and detained soldiers allegedly linked to a coup plot against President Bola Tinubu's administration. The investigation, which has sent shockwaves through the political establishment, follows heightened security measures and the cancellation of Nigeria's 65th Independence Day celebration. Events that fueled speculation of a brewing conspiracy. Defense headquarters, however, continues to deny any attempted coup, labeling the reports as false, misleading, and malicious. Sources reveal that military intelligence operatives have intensified their probe, including a recent raid on the Abuja residence of former Bayelsa State Governor and ex-Minister of State for Petroleum Temipire Silva. The alleged financial trail has raised serious questions about the integrity of the NDDC's disbursement and the depth of political involvement in the suspected plot. As investigations deepen, the nation watches closely, awaiting clarity on whether this is a fake case of financial misappropriation or a more sinister threat to Nigeria's democratic stability. In another development, the Civil Defense Correctional, Fire and Immigration Services Board (CDCFIB) has officially announced the release of shortlisted candidates for the 2025 Recruitment Computer-Based Test (CBT). This includes applicants to the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS), Federal Fire Service, and Nigerian Correctional Service (NCOS). According to a statement from the board secretary, retired Major General Abdul Malik Jabril, candidates are advised to visit the official recruitment portal starting Thursday, October 30th, 2025 to confirm their selection status. Shortlisted candidates will also find details about their CBT venue, date and time on the portal. The announcement marks a crucial step in the paramilitary recruitment process, which has drawn thousands of applicants nationwide. The CDC-FIB emphasized the importance of checking the portal portal promptly to avoid missing critical updates and to prepare adequately for the next phase of the exercise. This development reflects the government's ongoing efforts to strengthen national security and emergency response through strategic personnel expansion. You're still watching news analysis right here on Politics and Business Television. Still to come, Tinubu approves 15% import duty on petrol and diesel. Details of this headline and more news content after a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now let's move on to business matters. In a major policy shift aimed at reshaping Nigeria's fuel import landscape, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved a 15% import duty on petrol and diesel. The move, confirmed by government sources earlier today, marks a significant departure from previous exemptions and is expected to impact fuel pricing and revenue generations. Officials say the new tariff aligns with broader fiscal reforms under the Tinubu administration, designed to reduce subsidy burdens and encourage local refining capacity. The announcement has sparked mixed reactions across the country, with stakeholders in the oil and transport sectors expressing concern over potential cost implications for consumers. Economists, however, argue that the duty could bolster government revenue and incentivize investment in domestic energy infrastructure. As Nigerians brace for a possible ripple effect at the pump, all eyes are on how this decision will shape the nation's energy and economic trajectory in the months ahead. On the foreign scene, tensions flared along the Israel-Lebanon border as an Israeli military raid reportedly killed a municipal worker in southern Lebanon. The incident occurred during a cross-border operation targeting Hezbollah-linked positions. According to local sources, Lebanese officials have condemned the strike, calling it a violation of sovereignty and an escalation of hostilities in the region. The victim, identified as a city employee, was said to be carrying out routine duties when the attack took place. The Israeli Defense Forces have yet to comment on the civilian casualty, though they maintain that recent operations are in response to threats emanating from Lebanese territory. The strike has drawn international concerns, with calls for restraint and renewed dialogue to prevent further civilian harm. As the situation remains volatile, observers warn that continued military actions could deepen the humanitarian toll and destabilize already fragile border communities. And now for sport news, let's join April Sunday.
Good day, I'm Edward Sunday, and this is your PRB Sport News. CAF has confirmed that the FIFA World Cup 2026 Intercontinental Playoff qualifiers will take place from November 13 to 16, 2025 in Rabat, Morocco. Nigeria, Cameroon, DR Congo, and Gabon will compete for a single playoff spot. In Europe, report indicates that Barcelona have included Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen on their transfer shortlist for next summer. Meanwhile, Zambia has parted ways with coach Aaron Brown ahead of the 2025 AFCON, where they will face host Morocco, Mali, and Comoros in Group A. That's your PRB Sport News. I'm Abel Sunday.
Welcome to our focus today on news analysis right here on Politics and Business Television. Well, there's outrage in the air, and this time it's not about politics or insecurity, but recruitment. According to reports by Daily Trust, the Kano State House of Assembly has rejected the recent Nigerian Customs Service recruitment exercise, alleging that Lagos State got more recruitment slots than all the northern states combined. If this allegation is true, it points to a serious violation of Nigeria's federal character principle, the very foundation meant to ensure fairness, balance, and equal opportunity across all regions. So, the question today is, as a part of the country being deliberately sidelined, and has the federal character system become just a slogan with no real meaning in practice? This is not the first time Nigerians are questioning how federal recruitment is done, from the NNPC to the FIRS, immigration, and CBN. There have been recurring claims of favoritism, where political influence, regional power, or outright nepotism determine who gets in and who doesn't. For a country battling rising unemployment and regional mistrust, a skewed recruitment exercise could deepen divisions and worsen public confidence in the system. Well, to discuss this critical issue, we are going to be joined by Alhaji Yakubu Aliyu, as the coordinator of the 17th Southern State Rebuild Area Initiative for Development, RAID, a voice known for advocating justice, unity, and balanced development across Nigeria. He'll be joining us via WhatsApp call. So we'll take a short break and connect with Alhaji Yakubu Aliyu. Let's take a short break and we'll return and discuss this issue. Welcome back. We've successfully connected with Alhaji Yakubu Aliyu. He is the coordinator of the 17 Southern States Rebuild Area Initiative Development. Welcome to the program, Alhaji Yakubu Aliyu.
Good afternoon. Program time.
Good afternoon. Let's start with your immediate reaction when you heard that Lagos allegedly got more customs recruitment slots than all northern states combined. What was your first thought?
Well, good afternoon once again, viewers. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised, but not that much. With regards to what is happening in this current administration, there is nothing to be surprised. But unfortunately, what the current government failed to understand is that the northern part of this country during the 2023 general election gave about 70% of the total vote cards that this government emerged as the winner. So I'm sure the government wins with 8.something million votes, and of course the northern Nigeria gave a total vote of 5.something million votes. So it's almost a third. So it is actually unfortunate, but I am not also surprised with the way the regional sentiment and ethnic sentiment have actually surrounded the whole system of government in this country. There is nothing to be surprised, of course.
Well, this has been a recurring situation, and with the rate of unemployment in the country, many Nigerians are beginning to question the federal character principle, whether it's functioning or it has been quietly abandoned.
Well, the Federal Character Commission, of course, as far as I'm concerned, honestly, not only under this administration, let us be very realistic and be truthful to ourselves. The Federal Character Commission hasn't been abandoned by this current administration, but it has been long that the Federal Character Commission has not been actually and effectively performing its duty that is supposed to be done by balancing the issue of employment in this country. So it's not today, it has been happening, but it's just that sometimes it used to be very pronounced, like as this one that just took place in the issue of recruitment of customs.
You say it's very pronounced, but in recent times, there are some people allegedly from the south that do complain, do complain that most of the positions of most recruitments that are being done are usually given to the north, because it seems as if the northerners are more dominant in the country than people from the south. How true is that?
I cannot deny such insinuation or allegedly, as you said, but what the other region have to understand is that combined together, the northern Nigeria have a 19th state of the federation. Now, if you are giving a slot of 3 per state, you can understand that the northern Nigeria will have 57 slots. Then maybe probably Abuja will have 1 or 2, meaning you are taking up to 58 out of whatever number that is given. So, and you cannot of course compare a region that have a 19 states with that of 6, 5, and 6 again, making 17. And as well, you know, we have a very peculiar culture in the north. So, and of course, virtually all of us speak one common language. So, if a man from Idoma emerges from Benue State, and a man from Kogi State also emerges from Kogi, and as well as Kwara State, and also, Nasarawa and Co. If he speaks Hausa in the office, people from the southern part will just realize that, and of course, they conclude that they are from north.
He just reminded me of what someone said one time. Said, when you are in Abuja and you wear kaftan and you speak Hausa very well, I think basically half of your problems are solved. Anyways, back to the.
But that is just an insinuation anyway.
Anyways, back to the program. Do you believe this kind of imbalance, if verified, could further fuel resentment and the feeling of marginalization in northern Nigeria?
Well, I think in the general view, let's talk about the Nigeria as a whole. I don't know the person that brought out this analysis, but what I couldn't understand from the whole thing is that do we actually have the numbers that was allocated to South and that of Southeast? Then we can now balance it. If actually the Southeast and the South were like portion, and then the one from the north, of course, the north will be marginalized because we contribute tendency to the emergence of this government. Democracy is about number, it's about who give you a vote, and the vote comes from the north Nigeria. So, of course, we not have all the reasons to be marginalized.
Oh, okay. How do you access? Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. How do you assess the role of institutions like the Federal Character Commission? Are they truly independent, or are they serving political interests?
There's nothing like independent is Federal Character Commission. Look, let's understand something clearly. You cannot be an independent of your own as long as you have an employee. The Federal Character Commission, the DG or whatever position they call him, or the chairman or the executive secretary, is being appointed by the president of the country. And of course, for sure, there must be an interest. So he cannot rule that out. There is nothing like independent in the Federal Character Commission. But absolutely no.
Okay, as the coordinator of RAID, what concrete steps should northern leaders and civil groups take to ensure equity in recruitment and in representation at the federal high level?
Honestly speaking, as a body that protect the interests of northern Nigeria, not only northern Nigeria, but we as Rebuild Arewa Initiative, we did not only stand in northern alone, but we also we are of the view that all the countries should be adequately represented, and whatever that is due for A should be given to A, whatever that is due for B should be given to B, and that is our position as Rebuild Arewa Initiative.
As to a man who marries two wives, you must give what you give to the first wife to the second.
We need peace. In having peace, you must have a balancing. Where there is no balance, you cannot have peace, and that is why we said Rebuild Arewa Initiative for development. And of course, we also need peace. And when there is no peace, there shouldn't be a development.
Finally, before I let you go, what's your message to the Nigerian Customs Service and the federal government in light of this growing public outrage?
Well, I'm sure the institutions headed by responsible men and women, they should of course look at the cries of people. The outcry is much there. If the complaint is so genuine, I think I will call for the review of this exercise. That is our opinion, and that is our position as Rebuild Arewa Initiative for development.
Okay, thank you very much, Alhaji Yakubu Aliyu, the coordinator of the 17th Southern State Rebuild Arewa Initiative for Development, for joining us on the program and for sharing your deep insight on this matter. Okay, I think we lost him there. At the heart of this of today's conversation lies a truth Nigeria keeps running from. When equity is sacrificed, unity becomes a myth. A recruitment exercise may look like paperwork, but in a nation already stretched along ethnic and regional lines, who gets a chance and who doesn't can determine who still believes in Nigeria. If the allegations against the customs service are true, then this is not just administrative failure. It is a moral indictment of a system that preaches fairness but practices favoritism. The federal character principle was created to protect Nigeria's diversity, not to decorate our constitution while injustice thrives. Because when some regions feel perpetually shortchanged, the foundation of nationhood begins to crack. It's time for transparency, it's time for accountability, and it's time for those in power to remember every act of unfairness feels a silent rebellion, one that starts not on the street but in the hearts of the people. This has been our focus today on Politics and Business Television. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and never stop asking the hard questions. And that wraps up